Welcome back to the second day of the activities here at Angwa Jarmia in Okuna local government area of Nasarawa State. We are starting from where we stopped yesterday. We'll move around the community again to confirm what was done yesterday, and from there we move on to the next other activities. Remember, this is a project of Institute of Strategic and Development Communication, Nasarawa State University, KEFI, and we have been led here by Dr. Sunday Igwaba. Let's move on and see what you are able to do. Follow me.
We'll just take numbers, please, as we are seated.
What I see a major source of challenge because one, these boreholes have to be powered by electricity or generator, and the cost of fuel to power electricity is expensive. If the generator is expensive, so it's leading to scarcity of water. That will water cannot be generated at all times. Sometimes the owners they are not able to sell. That's how much water is a challenge in this community.
Not satisfied with the fact that ECWA is providing water for the community as well as private boreholes. We decided to find out what it costs to get water for residents of the community. That's Waru, Abaka North in particular. And we're told that Happy Family Basin is the measure. That's how they measure water. And from private borehole facilities, it costs 100 naira. We didn't see a sample of the Happy Family Basin, but we believe that it should be about this size. Sorry, she accept me. So you can look at this. You can look at this. Okay, so something like this, and it costs 100 naira. So we thought it was important to provide this information.
Yes. Then moving forward here, this is where you have.
How will it do palace?
How will I identify the crown now?
You can just draw a crown. Okay.
I need to read the picture. Then going forward, here is the ECWA campground, not here.
Like this, this very well.
Yes. Then based on our interaction with the community members, we were able to identify key issues. One of it is water. The second one is primary healthcare center. The third one is power supply. The fourth one is open defecation. The fifth one is unemployment. And based on prioritization, these first three came up as basic priority. Water first, PHC second, then power supply.
The reason why we are having two maps is because when we went to the junction, we could not understand what this map is saying. So it's open to criticism for those members of the group. So that is why we now decide to have a second map. So looking at it from our own map, if you are coming in from the entrance, you get to meet the Apata junction here. Then the road that leads to the chief palace, that's this road. Then we now move a little bit backward to this side to have access road, because if we are to take it from this particular angle, there is no any access road directly here, so it's mostly bushy. So for the first people that have this map, we don't know the road that they follow though. So but for us, this is the actual road. So for people that came in through the entrance of the community, I believe you agree with us that this is the actual map. There is a road that leads towards this side. So mostly here are residential areas and trees and the rest. So the major landmark there is just this Livet clinic. It's a private clinic. And then towards, if you go inside again, you get to see a Walida estate. And we also have the Rugan Fulani towards that side. Then the Gidan Circuit community is also around the west and some residential areas. So while discussing with some community members, we got to find out that their major issues here is no source of public water. Mostly it's a private owned water. Then there is no any government primary health care. It's just that Livet clinic that we have. Then there is no public school again. We also don't have, okay, there is vigilante. Even with the presence of vigilante, they still have issues of theft and robbery. And also again, there is no any established markets around that axis. No established markets. Also no organized layouts in that area.
So based on this, we have put them in priorities. The first one is actually corroborating with what everybody has said, which is the lack of water. Then also the security situation of the community. The order of priorities. The number one is water.
Water, number one.
Yes, the second one is insecurity.
Okay.
While the third one is
Open
the
defecation.
issue of open defecation.
Okay.
That's in order of priority.
All right.
And so we also went further to probe why they don't have well around those areas, because well is also a source of water. So mostly we are like, they don't have the capacity to dig well and the rest. So
Move straight down.
You entered the junction or you went straight?
We didn't go, so we entered the junction. Down straight.
Okay. What are your landmarks?
Okay, so we saw residential buildings, first,
The only noticeable landmark here is
then church and school before this Walida estate. There is a church, there is a school,
noticeable.
there is a fish pond, there is a lake.
Come here.
sorry.
Hello.
Hi.
If you are communicating a visual survey of landmarks, it goes to say that this is one landmark. What is this one? This is another landmark. It can't be a residential building.
So we just wrote it down.
That
as
means
what
it
we
goes
saw.
to say that you don't comprehend the meaning of landmark. You don't comprehend it. That is the problem. When you don't put residential buildings as landmark or you follow, yeah, everywhere you look at.
It's filling the place now.
All of you that want to write us draw chicken and everything.
We have landmarks here. So we have church and school. We have church and school. All other buildings there are
So you write it now. You didn't
Here now, by cross.
The next thing now you say, okay, church, we write church.
put it on top.
I want to ask a question. Where is the entrance of the community from? Is it from here?
From here. So this is the Apata Junction. So where did you follow from here?
Dr. Sunday Igbagba took over and made deductions and inferences from the submissions.
1, 2, 3, 4. How many places did the issue of water took priority? 3. 3. Water, as number 1? They all mention water as number one. Are you sure? They mention water. They included water. But it's like they didn't prioritize water, but they mentioned it. I think that first group, they emphasize insecurity than water. So water has the highest, 3/4. 3/4. What of insecurity?
No, open defecation is number 2. The 2 groups mentioned open defecation. Yeah. And then only one group mentioned, 2 groups also mentioned insecurity.
Primary healthcare, 2 groups mentioned primary healthcare.
And then that's 3 issues. Now have 2. 2. Water. I know water took the day, and then open defecation.
Yes, sir.
2 over what? 2/4.
Open defecation and insecurity.
2 groups.
2/4, 2/4.
Open defecation, insecurity, and what again?
Primary health.
Primary healthcare.
Insecurity.
How many? 2/4. PSC. Still 2. That means this 3 has tie.
The community also received the director of the Institute of Strategic and Development Communication, Dr. Daniel Chikada, who visited the scholars on the second day. Dr. Chikada appreciated the community participants.
Sai kuma shi wanda ke yanzu yana koyar muku da abin da suka sa gaba da ana yi, shi ma na gaishe shi da kuma dalibai da suna nan. Ina so kuma sarki ban san ko yana nan ba. Wakili to a madadin sarki din tunda wakili yana nan, na so gaishe ka sosai.
The activities ended with plans for the third day.
Taking them further to communicate to the community for us to equally hear from them, from the horse's mouth, as to whether of all these issues here, whether this is actually the issue on ground here, or this one is of priority to them, or security, PSC, and power supply.
It's day 2 in Angwa Jarmia. We're able to identify their major problems, and based on the scale of preference, we have 5 major problems. This is day 2. Watch out for day 3. Thank you.
The organizing committee led by Pekulia Agbo also deserves a mention as it caters for the welfare of the scholars by providing sumptuous meals.
Oji